Hey there, Rejects. This is Random Game Channel, here to talk about one of Darktide's newest class. Now, I've always been a fan of this game. I've played a lot of it off screen, and I've played only a little bit on screen. I want to start exploring this game a little bit more for the channel. If you haven't already heard about the news, the Hive Scum is going to be the new class for Darktide. And I kind of just want to read through different links and stuff that I found online. So let me read it for you so you don't have to. If you don't know who this Hive Scum are, then we'll take a little journey together and learn about who they are. But first, let's talk about all the stuff that Fat Shark has released about what we can read right now. They're supposed to be kind of like a weird mix of veteran and zealot, so close range gunplay, but you can also duck and weave in melee. And they have 6 unique weapon skins and all that, but they're described as the Hive Scum is described as they come screaming from the depths of the hive, sowing destruction and mayhem in their wake. These dangerous cartel figures represent the criminal powers that some say truly run Tertian. So they're supposed to be cranked for mayhem. They have access to a concoction of more dubious origin, shown in their signature customizable stim. So basically, they get their own stims that they can use, and it sounds like they can mix and match different little perks and stuff. And if you do use their stim kits, then you can't really use the ones that are already in the game. It's either or, right? You can't use both. But they're supposed to be things that buff you quite a bit, so we'll have to see when we get to the game and when it's released. So it's supposed to be some kind of frenzied gameplay, and you can dual wield some prison shivs, twin pistols, right? So it says here, these gunslingers and bladesmiths have a nifty trick up their sleeves. For the first time in Darktide, a class brings true dual-wield expertise. Twin-wield pistols to overwhelm enemies with firepower, and dual-wielding shivs to make you an efficient killer when the fighting gets close. So they get prison shanks, crowbars, things like that you have to kind of use your imagination. What would a cartel criminal underground organization would use as their weapons, right? So yeah, from the trailers though, what we do know so far, it's dual SMGs and looks like 2 rebars that have been twisted and molded into little shanks, little daggers. So the next part here says, claim Tertian on your terms. Unleash your playstyle with a Hive Scum talent tree. Become a hyper-aggressive hybrid fighter, specializing in ranged firepower, with explosives and toxins. Dart in and veil before the heretics fight back as glass-jawed bruisers, or carve your own path anywhere in between. No matter your approach, you'll have brutal abilities at your disposal. Tear through enemies with your abilities. Control the streets by blinding your enemies with blind grenades, or drop elites and monsters in a single blast with a devastating missile launcher. That's one thing I really am looking forward to. We don't have anything like a missile launcher yet. I'm assuming it's going to be like an RPG. Closest thing we got is a bolt gun. That's about it. So yeah, there you go. 6 distinct voice sets and personalities that you can choose from. And yeah, there you go. Alright, so they also released a dev blog. It's called Hive Scum Class Designs and Talents. They've done a bit of interview and they kind of shared some info with us. So these Hive Scums are supposed to be like hardened criminals, ruthless bounty hunters, violent psychopaths. So that's kind of like the vibes that we're supposed to be working with here. And from what we can see in the trailers, they do kind of look like that. Alright, so it reads here that Hive Scum comes in hot with a ton of class features. As experts at fast-paced, frenzied gameplay, they bring several new and unique things to the table for the forces of the Morningstar. For the first time in Darktide, we'll have true dual wielding both in close combat with the twin shivs and at range in the form of twin-wielded stub and auto pistols. But that is not all. They also come with new makeshift weapons like crowbars and bone saws. Oh, bone saws, okay. I kind of wish they would actually let you dual wield the existing guns and melee weapons, but you know, I guess they always gotta have like a limitation, right? I think they kind of dropped the ball there on that one. Continuing with the text here, it says, there will also be plenty of options to create your unique Hive Scum, new faces, tattoos, hairstyles, and for the first time, face paints that will let you customize them to your heart's content. They also have a unique place in the story as they are from Tertium and are here to protect their home territory. All of this will have its own time in the spotlight for release on the 2nd of December. But today, we'll talk about the design and talent trees of the class. Alright, we can skip down to that juicy part here, the class design. Before we had even picked the Hive Scum as our next class, we took a look at our existing classes and started categorizing them. Each class can fulfill multiple niches depending on the build, and each build fits separate archetypes for melee and ranged. From looking at the types of builds, player fantasies and opportunities for player expression that we already had represented in our existing classes. We're able to see what archetypes were missing or didn't have much representation. So we have the Zealot as an aggressive melee character, but we don't necessarily have an overly aggressive ranged character that hovers in close range, almost where other classes would opt into using a melee weapon. I'm kind of crazy, and I've been actually using the Zealot and the Veteran with recon lasguns. I've been shooting at close range, kind of how they want this class to play as, simply because I just love watching the lasers eradicate the heretics. So that's kind of what caught me on this one, why I'm so interested in the Scum class. I think that might be kind of something I want to explore, when this thing comes out. Coming back to the article here, from the starting point we began to explore concepts and ideas, eventually landing in the Hive Scum as the ideal candidate. Not only did it suit itself perfectly to the niches, I should say, we wanted to fill, but it's a direct contrast to our previous deal class, the Arbitrator, in both gameplay and theme. Which totally makes sense. I've been reading and watching videos online, in particular Mr. E's content, and they said the Arbitrator is more kind of like a tanky, in your face kind of class that can really put the melee hurt on people. Not the exact summary, this is just how I interpreted their content, okay? And then you have the Hive Scum, where it's kind of like, it's starting to sound like it's your glass cannon, close range fighter that can use guns, but also can fight pretty well in melee. So coming back to the article, it says in both ranged and melee, the core idea behind the Hive Scum is a very mobile, aggressive style that emphasizes dodging, maintaining the offensive as you dance in and out of attacks while showering the enemies in a hail of bullets or blows. It's like I don't need a block. I don't need a be big and strong because I'm so fast and precise. You never hit me type of deal. So far, Hive Scum really leans to those aspects. Ooh, that was a little hard to read. Next part here says, as we kept developing Hive Scum, we were able to expand on that. The narrative and the gameplay elements building on each other. Back and forth that includes not just the abilities and talents of the class, but also the weapons, how they're used, and how everything looks. And this also led us to a few unique mechanics. So next thing here, they talk about the chem toxin. Unique to the Hive Scum, the chem toxin is the new mechanic coming to Darktide, similar to Burn or Bleed. This homebrewed toxin is its own damage or time effect which the Hive Scum can apply through various ways. Some of which, such as some of the unique weapons or one of the blitzes. Say it can stack the applications multiple times. There's like a cap to it. So yeah. Stim Lab, the cartel special. Another new mechanic unique to this is the Stim Lab. Thanks to their underworld connections, the Hive Scum are able to get some special materials and make their own custom stims called the cartel special. Just like the main talent tree, you gain 1 point to spend in the Stim Lab for every level, picking different bonuses to add to your cartel special. Players who opt into making their custom stims through the lab will start each mission with their stim equipped, and will be unable to use any of the stims found in missions. This cartel stim, or cartel special stim, will recharge on its own. The cooldown will depend on how many points you spent in the Stim Lab. The more potent the effect, the longer the cooldown. This mechanic is optional, so yeah, like we were saying earlier, it's you either use it or you don't, and if you don't, you use the regular stims that's already in the game. So it really does sound like you can really mix and match certain like perks or like buffs through these stims, and it also sounds like the more you devote these skill points into this tree, the stronger it will become, but then the more stronger it gets, the longer you have to wait in between each use. So maybe like you pop the stem when you know for sure you're going to go into a pretty nasty fight, like with a boss or something, or maybe even when you're in a really bad horde and you need to get a little extra oomph in your step, right? Alright, coming down to the next section here. The 3 archetypes. Just like with our existing classes, the talent tree allows players to mix and match talents to make their own custom builds. But there are 3 underlying archetypes that act as the foundation for each branch, which represents different player fantasies that the Hive Scum can represent. While not officially names, we call these Gunslinger, Ruffian, and Chemist during development. So for ease of writing, we'll use these names here. First one they go over is called the Gunslinger. This is the first one that they developed, encapsulates the initial idea for the Hive Scum. Found in the left branch of the talent tree, so this is the leftmost one. The focus of the Gunslinger is overwhelming close-range firepower and nimble dodging, a true run-and-gun playstyle. Yeah, that actually makes me wonder, are they going to allow you to just innately shoot while you're running? I know there's like perks and blessings and stuff that you can equip with the weapons themselves, but like, what if they just had it so you can just do it automatically? We'll have to see. Alright, so coming back here, it says the default coherency, aura, blitz, and combat ability are all based on the ones that the Gunslinger improves. sneak peek at some of the talents. Oh, okay. In your face. Increase range damage at close range, which is further increased for a short while after reloading. Like the wind. Dramatically increase sprint dodge angle and can sprint dodge even without stamina. Oh, okay, so that'll be interesting to see how that works when you're sprint dodging without the stamina. Maybe it'll just be like a short little bunny hop kind of thing, maybe. Base coherency aura is the gunslinger. When an ammo pickup is collected by you or your allies in coherency, everyone else in coherency also replenishes a small amount of ammo. Ooh. Okay, so that sounds pretty cool. The base blitz is blinder, an extremely quick to throw blinding grenade, which staggers enemies. This enables the Hive Scum to close the gap and get into their preferred range with very little effort, regardless of what gun lines the heretics have aiming your way. Basically, you're saying in this little line here is that you can throw it really fast, you can do it mid-combo, like for example while swinging your melee weapon. Oh, okay. Maybe even during the middle of a dodge. You recover blinder grenades by killing enemies. I'm actually curious, like, do you have to kill a certain amount of enemies, or do you, like, anytime you kill one, or maybe anytime you kill a specialist or an elite, you get them back? Don't know. Curious to see what that is, because I'm wondering, can you just constantly spam these? Have to find that out. Base combat ability, Desperado. Immediately swap to and reload your ranged weapon, entering Desperado for a few seconds. So during Desperado, the Hive Scum is immune to ranged attacks. Sprinting costs no stamina, and reloading does not reduce your ammo reserve. Really? That's interesting. Close range kills extends the duration of Desperado. Keystone is Vulture's Mark. Killing specials or elites with a ranged weapon gives you stacks of Vulture's Mark, which improves range damage, range critical strike chance, and movement speed. At max stacks, ranged special and elite kills restore toughness for you and allies in coherency. I wonder if, like, using the revolvers and the heavy las pistol would be good for with this Vulture's Mark. Don't those pair well with like crit chance and stuff? Interesting to see how this will work out. Ruffian. For those who want to lean a bit away from the range focus, enjoy feeling more like the guy who cartel sent to convince those who don't cooperate, are the Ruffian, found in the middle branch of the town tree. It's melee focus that goes all in on aggression, still relying heavily on mobility and dodging to survive. Okay. Sneak peek at some of the talents. First one it mentions is Nimble. Dodges move farther and last longer. Hyperviolence. Upon melee kill, gain bonus melee damage based on amount of overkill damage. Increase melee damage for you and allies in coherency. Okay, so that's coherency aura. It's interesting to see. That might actually pair pretty well with like the Ogren, Zealot, and maybe even the Veteran if they're running melee build. Alright, so their blitz is called a Boon Bringer, a high-powered missile launcher. Okay. Okay, combat ability is Rampage. Enter Rampage. Oh, excuse me. Enter Rampage for a few seconds, gaining vastly increased melee attack power, attack speed, damage reduction, and become immune to stun and suppression. Melee attacks extend the duration of Rampage, although this is diminished after 30 seconds. Exiting Rampage leaves you exhausted and vulnerable for a few seconds. So does that mean like you stop moving completely? Are you able to even block? Because that could be kind of hard to time at first, but I guess that's something you'll need to work on if you choose to go with a Rampage. I guess you don't want to like use it and then get stuck in the middle of a horde, so I guess you gotta be careful. The keystone is Adrenaline Frenzy, a very aggressive keystone that encourages relentless brawling. Okay. Melee hits grant stacks of adrenaline, which are lost over time when not attacking. At max stacks, lose all stacks and gain Adrenaline Frenzy, increasing attack speed and melee damage for a few seconds. Interesting. Pause this real quick. Alright, sorry about that, I cleared my throat. Alright, the next section here is called The Chemist, found on the right branch of the talent tree. This archetype puts a bigger focus on the unique stim and toxin mechanics of Hive Scum, gaining bonuses related to using stims, whether it's the cartel special from the stim lab or normal stims found in missions, and applying chem toxin through various methods, including weapons. A sneak peek at some of the talents. The first one is Blessed Stim. While stimmed, killing blows clear some corruption. Oh, that's interesting. Targeted Toxin. Enemies infected with your chem toxin deals less damage, increased effect on monsters. The Coherency Aura is called Anarchist. Increased critical chance for you and allies in Coherency. Oh, interesting. Alright, so I guess that would mean it would benefit. Would that benefit both melee and ranged weapons? I assume so. It doesn't have any clause that says no. Next one is Blitz, the Chem Grenade. Throw a canister containing chem toxin, which breaks open and spills its contents across an area when it explodes. Any enemy that enters a lingering toxic cloud will be affected with stacks of chem toxin. Next is Combat Ability, Stim Supply. Hive Scum has repurposed military gadgets to come up with this customized medical crate that can be placed down on the ground. This is a supportive ability that grants nearby allies the effects of the Hive Scum's cartel special stim. Oh, okay. So maybe you could kind of share the effects of your customized stim with your teammates doing this thing. Keystone is called Chemical Dependency. While the stim lab allows you to craft the perfect stim to suit your playstyle, the more potent cartel special stims have a longer cooldown. This keystone is not so much about the perfect stim, but about taking as many stims as you can, as fast as you can. So, I mean, that's kind of confused. Does that mean it's going to allow you to equip multiple stims of different types? Or I thought initially when I read this that you're just going to have one stim and you just get like a cumulative effects that you can build up in the skill tree. Not sure what that's going to look like. We'll have to check it out. So with this keystone, using a stim, cartel special or otherwise, grants a stack of dependency for a long duration. Each stack grants ability cooldown reduction up to a certain limit. Okay. So that's all for this one here. And let's see, what's this one going to be? Talking about the area and stuff. This is the news hub. We don't need that. Alright, so the next thing I kind of want to talk about is like, for those of you that, don't know who or what the Hive Scum is, check this out. I don't really know who they are either, so I kind of looked around online and I saw that there's like a wiki for them. Alright, so let's see what the community says about them. Hive Scum, also called Scummers, are master class, or not master class, why can't you read? Masterless. They are masterless or itinerant residents of an imperial hive city's lowest socio-economic class, often highly skilled in the martial arts needed to survive their miserable native environment. They will fight for anyone who offers them coin or a way out of their abject poverty. So Hive Scum are ultimately violent fixers who specialize as gunslingers and bladesmiths, either dual-wielding auto pistols, stub pistols, and razor-sharp shivs, or cobbling together brutal makeshift weaponry like crowbars and saws to overwhelm their foes in savage display that will make others think twice about upsetting the syndicates of their hive's criminal underworld who they usually serve. Hive Scum's unlawful connections provide them access to a wide range of illicit substances, with a rudimentary knowledge of chemistry and pharmacology. It can enhance their abilities with combat stims, coat their weapons in vital toxins, and fashion devastating chem bombs. So the top right picture, these are the two Hive Scum, or Scummers, that were introduced to in the trailer, or not the trailer, the reveal of the class for Darktide. So they're supposed to be the newest acolyte to join Grendel's little crusade. Okay. Now we kind of know who and what they are doing. However, let's look at the role. Some Hive Scum are mercenaries who travel from zone to zone of a hive city, earning whatever ease and money is around before moving on. Many, however, are drunkards, addicts, and down and outs who, despite their appearances, are more than capable of holding their own in the fight. Regardless of their background, Hive Scum are too wild and independent to submit to the leadership of anyone for very long, and will only work when they feel like it, as their services are always in demand. In the Underhive of Necromunda's High Premise, most Hive Scum end up working for the Merchants Guild, though few are always willing to aid one of that Hive world's innumerable gangs. They are especially valuable to newly created gangs who hire Hive Scum to supplement their low numbers or inexperienced gang members. For the more established gangs, however, Hive Scum are either seen as not worth hiring or nothing more than candy fodder to use against the gang's enemies. But specifically for Darktide thing, it says on Atoma Prime in Hive Tertium, Hive Scum often serve as dangerous fixers and mercenaries for the organized crime cartels that some say truly run Tertium. So in the era Indominus, the Ordo Hereticus, warband of Inquisitor Grendel, operating in a hive city to cleanse it of their Nurglite, Admonition, Chaos, cult, and its ally. The traitorous Militarum Mobian 6th Regiment has begun accepting local loyalist Hive Scum as acolytes. Holy shit, could you have made that sentence read any harder and crazier than it needed to be? Wow. Basically, they're saying that these Scummers are being inducted into Grendel's warband, essentially. Basically, that's what that is saying. They provide needed manpower in the fight against chaos corruption, even if their loyalties still lie primarily with their original criminal employers, who have seen their profits impacted by a chaos assault rather than the Emperor. Alright, last paragraph. Growing up among the worst of the worst in Imperial society, Hive Scum are skilled survivalists and masters of many types of weapons, including most Imperial ranged weaponry and many melee weapons. Why does this stuff keep disappearing at the bottom here? It's annoying me. Some Hive Scum, especially those native to Atoma Prime, are known for being able to dual wield ranged and or melee weapons with seemingly unnatural skill. Hive Scum are known for their use of combat stims to enhance their combat abilities beyond the augmented human norm. Interesting. Alright, so let's actually dig into a dev blog, the latest thing that I can get my hands on in the public sphere. Hive Scum, narrative, and voiceover. Before we continue, I need to get my cough drop. My throat's now dry, but still phlegmy. It's making it really hard to talk. Okay. So it looks like they're just gonna talk about the voice actors and the personalities behind some of the things that they develop for each, I guess you could say, like, gender of Hive Scum. Alright, so let's just read it together here. The story. Who are the Hive Scum? Born and raised in Tertium, the Hive Scum are true criminals, the real deal. Each is a high-ranking and lethal foot soldier in service to one of the cartels that run the city's underbelly. The cartels feel that they are the true woods of Tertium, and Hive Scum are the blademen, gunsmiths. These are the guys that do the wet work. They're the ones that settle the disputes of hyper-violence whenever required. While most don't have formal military training, a lifetime surviving on these streets have taught them all they need to know to be killing machines, using unconventional weapons, toxins, and underhanded tactics. While some might deem them untrustworthy, they've got plenty of reason to use those skills against the heretics infesting Tertium. This is their home, more than any other character we've introduced. These guys are all from Tertium. They're from the Hive. It's their home that's being destroyed. But make no mistake, the Hive Scum are still dangerous, hardened criminals. Some might only be in it for the money, but a good amount of psychopaths are answering the call as well. Between them, they have more than a few loose screws and a bit too much of an interest in bloodbaths. They're placed aboard the Morning Star. Their conflict in Tertium only keeps escalating. Every day there are new horrors to face, ever more virulent plagues, and a constant fight that seems to accomplish nothing but drain the Inquisitors or Inquisition's resources. Even though the Adeptus are beauties, providing reinforcements, the warband needs help. Frantic and distracted, Carrier Zola used her connections to the Water Cartel, establishing contact with the conclave of cartel leaders and leveraging the Inquisition's influence on their mutual enemy to mobilize their forces. Okay. Since the Hive Scum don't come from a single organization, but vying cartels and criminal operations, they don't have a representative on board to act as a figurehead. Zola, however, reluctantly has proven the ideal shepherd of this unreliable block. But the Morning Star has no shortage of shady characters, and sooner or later they're sure to get involved. Okay. So this next part here says, but initially Zola is being the front of all this, isn't she? She's the one with the connection specifically to the Water Cartel, and if nothing else, I don't think she's going to trust them at all when they're out of her sight. So that's certainly where things will pick up, but where things head from there, who can say? Okay, so I guess some background info. If you don't really know Zola too much, from what I understand, she used to work for the Water Cartel. Then eventually, she gets recruited by Grendel through, I believe, Sergeant Morrow. So that was her ticket out of there, but I guess she still knows quite a few people in the Water Cartel. Alright, the voices. All these characters are from Tertium, and It's given us an opportunity to shine a light on some of the bits of tertium that we haven't seen before, particularly when you're building your character. There'll be tons of things for lore hounds buried in here. Okay. So we'll probably learn more about tertium just by simply observing what their dialogue is. So they'll have 3 distinct personalities. The first one is called the Outlaw, voiced by Gordon Cooper and Lizzie Wofford. Apologies if I butcher any of these names. So the Outlaw. Perhaps in other circumstances, in another life, the Outlaw might have been a hero. Or perhaps that's just what they want you to think. Whatever the case, this is one criminal that might make you believe that there can indeed be honor among thieves. Might be someone you enjoy having a drink with. Maybe, if you keep an eye on them. Ugh, just shifting around the cough drop in my mouth. Okay. The Bounty Hunter, voiced by Theo Spofford and Lucy Forrester. Guided by greed or just self-interest, the bounty hunter is in it for the money. Ruthless and efficient. They always get the job done and have plenty of experience. Neither hesitating to get their hands dirty nor relishing it. This way of life is strictly business and profit. Lots of profit. At least that was the case when the cartels were operating normally. And the outlaw does not take kindly to the heretics' unwarranted disruption of their operations. The Anarchist. So this is the last personality. This is voiced by Ian Cunningham and Jess Nessling. Were they drawn to the criminal life? I can't talk anymore. I can't read. Alright, were they drawn to the criminal life because they were lust for violence, or did they snap at some point along the way? Whatever the case, the Anarchist is chaos incarnate and not someone that any sane person would trust, even if we're all on the same side now. The last voice you want to hear behind you in a dark alley, and probably the last voice you ever hear if that came to happen. Ooh. Just sounds like chaos. Very well stupid. See, do we need any other stuff? Nope, that's about it. So that's all I know about this on the plug side. I mean, there are other greater, bigger content creators that are plugged into that stuff. They're part of the creator program, all that. By the likes of Joe and Mr. E. Those 2 people I follow the most, and they're the most knowledgeable and nicest people I've ever had to observe and watch their content on. So definitely check their stuff out. They'll definitely have more information about it than I do. I'm just a regular dude. I'm just your standard issue reject. But there's going to be 2 packages, 2 different DLCs you can get for the Hive Scum. One is just going to be like your basic one, and then the other one's going to be like this deluxe edition. I assume the deluxe edition is going to just have more unique skins and stuff on it. Whereas this one, I think you just get access to the character. Yeah, this looks like the character. Just like the Arbites, the base one will most likely just still be cheaper than, say, the deluxe edition. Yeah, that's just how it is, right? But that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you found it a little informational. I'm definitely going to try to stream this later today. I'm not sure if I want to go over all the abilities and stuff in the talent tree at the start, because I'll be joined by a friend of the channel just to play a little bit. So I might review it at the end or do that in a separate stream. But yeah, that's what I kind of got planned. I think I have it scheduled for, I believe, like 7 or 8 p.m. PST. But if you go to my channel, you'll be able to see it listed there. Yeah. Before you head out, though, I hope you can hit the like button, chime in on the comments. Please share with me any information that you have on this particular class, and let me know what you think of it too. I'm open to learning everything I can about this Hive Scum and see where that can take us. But most importantly, I hope that you can hit that subscribe button. That'll help me out with the algorithm and all that, and it'll let you know when I have my gameplay tips videos go up, gameplay recordings go up, and live streams go live, and my gaming shorts are, live. But yeah, thanks for your time, Rejects. I hope you have fun with this one, and I will catch you all next time. Peace out, homies.